Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight for this special gathering of the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative. To join us and the London Police Service and Western University and our funders, the Ministry of the Solicitor General and Safer and Vital Communities Grant, in unveiling our Together Against Online Crime initiative. My name is Mac Ross. I'm the Vice Chair of RRAI, and I'm going to both be the MC tonight and also lead us through a land acknowledgement before we get underway. So we acknowledge that we are gathered today on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabeg, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Attawandaron peoples. This land continues to be home to diverse Indigenous cultures, whom we recognize as contemporary stewards of the land and vital contributors to society. This land acknowledgement is just a first step towards reconciliation. Awareness means nothing without action. It's important that everyone take the necessary steps to pursue decolonization. We encourage everyone to be informed about the traditional lands, treaties, history, and cultures of the Indigenous peoples of the region. So, since joining the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative 2 years ago, it's been a wonderful journey, helping everyone, regardless if they've lived in London for 20 years or 24 hours, to feel supported and emboldened. And through our educational efforts, make incredible contributions to the community, providing our services in 4 different languages now, and helping folks to find the confidence to not just navigate the City of London, but to help enrich it. I'd like now to invite our board chair, Doug Ferguson, up to make a few remarks.
Thanks, Mac, and welcome everyone. I just want to expand a little bit on Mac's comments. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative, we have settlement agencies in London that help newcomers when they first arrive in our country. But they only help newcomers for about a year or so to help them get settled. But after that, newcomers start businesses, they go to school, their children attend school, and they have to think about their finances, earning an income, renting or buying a house. And for newcomers, that's difficult, not having been raised in our country. And that's where RRAI comes in. We help newcomers and others who are interested in topics succeed in becoming financially, culturally, and legally well off. Now, this program is special for us. This is the biggest thing we've done so far. As Mac mentioned, this is a joint project of the RRAI with London Police Services and Western University, coming together to fight the growing threat of online crimes. And the RRAI is honored to work with our partners. The objective of this project is to reduce online crimes by educating the community and ensuring individuals are safe when they report such crimes. Our strategy is to promote public awareness through 20 recorded educational online awareness sessions and promoting them among the London and Middlesex communities. And what are online crimes? Well, they can be hate crimes. They can be human trafficking. They can be fraud or scams. I expect all of us have encountered online scams over the years, or we know someone who's been a victim of such scams. In fact, I have an uncle who got a call allegedly from his grandson saying he was in legal trouble and needed money. Unfortunately, my uncle realized, at first he believed it, but then he thought, well, let me call my grandson and check in with him, and no, it wasn't him, right? The best offense is a good defense. as they say, and Together Against Online Crime is offering that defense to our community. Newcomers can be especially susceptible to online crimes. And to reach newcomers, our videos will be translated, as you may have heard, into Spanish, Arabic, and Mandarin, and readily available online. And Chief, we're pleased to have you with us, and thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you, Doug. I'd like to now invite Chief of Police Ty Trong up to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Listen, thank you for being here, and thank you for including the London Police Service in this initiative. It's an important initiative. This is an organization that is doing phenomenal work. It is doing work that we need to ensure that this city is safe. When you think of policing, you think of enforcement, and you think of police officers doing what they can to help victims of crime. But there's a key component and a key element to making the city safe, and that is crime prevention. And this initiative, these series of videos is one piece of making sure that this city is safe. And I love what the organization is about, because I was also a newcomer myself many years ago, and my family were new to this country. And if it wasn't for organizations like this, people like you that cared and recognized that criminals target vulnerable and marginalized individuals and groups in our community, then we wouldn't be safe. So thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you to the board. I understand Justice Ferguson is here, and thank you to you, sir, for attending. And I just want to encourage everyone that this work in keeping this city safe, we cannot do it without the community. We cannot do it without this organization. And I want to say a truly heartfelt thank you to everybody who's actually spending their time, dedicating their personal time to making sure that our people are safe. And it's important work. And I only hope that this initiative here, the launch of these videos tonight, is just the beginning. And I will give credit to retired Chief Steve Williams, who committed to this partnership. I don't take any credit for it. This is his doing, and as he retired, I will commit that we will continue to do the good work that Chief Williams has started. And I just want to acknowledge some officers that I'm here with in the back there. Sergeant Zabian, Inspector Humble, Staff Sergeant Brown, Constable Chris Henry, and Detective Gary Bazaire from the Human Trafficking Unit. They felt that it's important to support you and everybody here, and I just thank you for being here. So thank you again from our organization on behalf of Deputy Chief Bastian and Deputy Chief McIntyre. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you, Chief. I'd like to now invite Jeremy Ippolito to come up and say a few words on behalf of the Western University students.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Jeremy Polito. I'm a fourth-year political science student here at Western. I was fortunate to work with Heatham and a few members of the team last year through the Community Engaged Learning program at Western. Basically, how it works is certain classes offer the opportunity for students to collaborate in the community for course credit and actually take on a tangible project, within the community with a community organization or a specific cause. I was particularly drawn to this one in particular just because as Western students, I'm from the Hamilton area and our whole team wasn't from London. We're quite isolated from the city and kind of the inner workings and the community and kind of who is here. And I think for me personally, I think I wanted to move away from that campus bubble and be able to contribute. And it was amazing from day one working with Heatham. I think the people are really what build this organization and make it strong. From day one, he worked with us and ensured, on our weekly basis, we met together and were able to contribute in different ways. But we eventually realized, as I talk about that kind of outside campus bubble, that these issues do really affect students. And one of which is those international students and those recent immigrants. We eventually discovered, the role of human trafficking, online fraud, and things like that do really, really impact the community. And it actually did impact one of our team members. He talked about how when he first came here, he had faced some labor issues. And for him, this was a really big eye-opener. So I think what's really, really important is this organization's providing opportunities to students to contribute, but more importantly to a cause that's kind of bigger than ourselves, that actually can immerse us into the community. So Heatham, I want to thank you for providing this opportunity for students to get some hands-on experience, but more importantly, be exposed to the City of London and the great work that the community does here. So thank you so much, and hopefully we'll have some more students back next year.
And on that note, I'd like to invite Heatham Karki up, our Executive Director, to provide a presentation of the project.
What a great honor to be here tonight. Before I start my presentation about the project, I would like to acknowledge the support we've got from London Police, RBC Bank, as well as London Community Foundation, Westminster College Foundation, and Lawson Foundation, McLean Foundation. Without this support, and of course our funders, the Ministry of Solicitor General, without this support, without this help, none of this could be done. Also, we are getting into a new partnership with London Public Library. So RRAI is expanding. RRAI is getting more support in the community, and that's only because you believed in that idea, because you've dedicated time and effort to help. I've seen so many happy faces here because they now finally got something as an outcome of all of that time and effort they dedicated. So before I started with the presentation about our project and all of that technical stuff, from the bottom of my heart, thank you everyone for everything you have done to make this happen. So, I would acknowledge the internet as one of the most fundamental achievements of the human being. I would put it beside the alphabetical, beside the wheel, phenomenal tool that makes everything easier, smoother, communication, information, wonderful. However, it's just like everything. It got its dark side. And therefore, according to Arnold Toynbee, the challenge and response, that dark side of the internet challenged the communities to provide legislations that could help and protect people from the improper use of such wonderful and magnificent tool. Enforcement agencies are to apply those legislations. However, there is some simple and important problem at the same time. The enforcement agencies need to be aware of those crimes so they could take an action. And here's where is the gap that we've just moved ourselves forward in order to fill. Unfortunately, as we are lucky all to be on this blessed land, we have to acknowledge that there is, in a lot of jurisdictions, people would never, ever interact with the law enforcement agencies, including police, whatever the reason is, even if they are the victims. When people immigrate from their countries, they will have this in their deep mind. So they might still have that unseen barrier between them and the law enforcement. Regardless of how much our police officers are treating people nicely and kindly with respect, I do remember my lovely daughter, she was the volunteer here to handle your buttons. She was biking with the police officers all around Platts Lane. And it was something really new to me, how much she became friend with them, even though your deep mind will still give you that idea. You need to be careful when you are talking to those guys, even if you are the victim, especially when your immigrational status are not clear, if you are just waiting on a decision. So things might get critical here, and on a balance of probabilities, if we are going to talk with the legal language here, people will decide to drop what they are entitled to as their rights just because to avoid any trouble with the government or with the police. And that's what we are here to fill. So our project in general is to provide educational awareness materials that address hate crimes, human trafficking, and online fraud. 3 new, important, and dangerous aspects at the same time. Also, we've decided to add a bit of a human rights touch on them, because if people believe that their human rights are protected, they will know for sure that they are safe and they do have a constitutional rights that will make sure that they will never be under any prejudice. Before ensuring such as fundamentals, things would be a little bit hard. So then we started to get our work, we set our plan, and then we've decided to move forward with some kind of new expected outcomes. We are not here to reinvent the wheel, because knowledge is there everywhere, but the point is how to find it on the right time. So our expected outcomes was to increase awareness by providing materials that address those topics, which is hopefully, based on this effort, would lead to increase the numbers of victims that they reported those crimes, and this would increase also the police involvement to take an action against those crimes. So what is the difference about those awareness projects? How we bring something new to the table. First, we highlight some magnificent resources that unfortunately unknown to so many people. We don't like to read. We love to listen. So you need to be told that this resources is available, and this is actually what we've done. There is a wonderful resources, and I do believe that they cost a lot of money, but without you knowing of their existence, they will not be useful to you. 2, we promoted some unpopular knowledge. Stuff like human trafficking, labor trafficking, sex trafficking. There is some tips, indications, stuff that could help you to recognize some of those crimes. Stuff like online fraud, new methodology of online fraud, new aspects. We've all get those spam phone calls, but now there is, every time there is a new thing. So we have to be also following up and provide something always to make that awareness. On the other side of the coin, we highlighted the group that might be in risk and make it clear and sure. And by the way, all of those photos are taken from our videos. So those videos will indicate the resources, the websites, phone numbers, hours, and some of them would even give you a highlighted video about how to submit, for example, reports to report crimes to the police or to any other agencies. Also, because we know people will not have that much of time, we've made our message short, direct, and very, very clear. And finally, in order to avoid the language barriers, we've got them into 3 languages, which is based on the statistics, the most common spoken languages beside English in southwestern Ontario, which is included Arabic, Spanish, and Mandarin. Our partners, police officers, they dedicated their time. And I would love to thank them because they dedicate that time out of their very important work. And I know how much it was hard to coordinate that time. They were very generous during the recording. They were very kind and very patient, handling my requirements again and again and again to repeat stuff. So with that big smiles on their faces now, I can see how much that was painful, but they provided that wonderful job. Also, our partners from Western University, the students who believed in that idea, they created that flyer that you have in your hands today, as well as they promoted the first survey, which is actually helped us a lot in designing and addressing those important issues. So our videos would help you too, how to identify those crimes, how to report those crimes. It will tell you about the procedures to ensure the safety of whistleblowers, as well as it will give several examples about hate crime, online human trafficking, and online fraud. Based on our survey, people answered the question, I am aware, I know where to find the sufficient resources for the information I'm looking for by 4.95 out of 10. So from this, I would take there's more than half of the community, they indicated that they don't know where to find those resources. As well as here, when we asked about survey, the people who took the survey, their familiarity with those topics, as you can see, it's around 38, 40, 35%. So those videos came to fill that gap and to address that real and serious need in the community. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the support and help I've got from the team who helped me developing those wonderful resources. I will start with Kareem Jaradat, our magnificent creative video editor and graphic designer, as well as Rachel Mirucci, RRAI voice. You will hear her voice in all English videos. And the interpreters, unfortunately, not all of them was able to make it here with us tonight, but Luisa Garcia was able to do so, Rebecca Azer for Arabic interpreters, and Hu Arshu for Mandarin interpretation. Thank you for all of that time and effort, and for being patient and for following my demanding. So if you go to the project website, scroll down please. This is a short description, and then there is the 4 categories, and under each one of them, the titles. And then downstairs you will find an interpretation. So can we get up, please? So let's start, for example, with the human rights. So those are the videos, and this is their interpretation in the different languages. So hate crime, please. Same thing. Their interpretation and a link for feedback. Online fraud. And last but not least, the online human trafficking. So if we, for example, go to the Arabic interpretation, you will find the short description, the title, and each video with their thumbnails in that language, and a link for the feedback in the same language and disclaimer as well. So can we open the Mandarin, for example? Same thing for the Mandarin. The Spanish. All of this outcome was a result of all of that time and effort that was dedicated by those magnificent supporters. Thank you. Thank to all of them, and thank you very much for being here to acknowledge this effort today. Thanks.
Okay, before we get down to food and drink, we want to show our appreciation to a few people by providing a token of how much their efforts mean to us. Could I have Doug Ferguson come forward to help us hand out our pile of certificates? The London Police Service Community Mobilization and Support Branch. Zayad Zabian. Kareem Jaradat. Jeremy Ippolito. Rachel Marucci. Gary Bazaar.
We would like also to acknowledge the support that RRAI gets from community members. Some of them participated into our advisory committee. Some of them provided support to our activities. Some of them presented sessions with RRAI. So if we can start with
Daniel Barriras.
Daniel conducted the first session with RRAI, and he presented the most financial literacy sessions. So he's the top presenter so far.
Ban Aboud. Bushra Jabri. Sophia Abuju.
Sophia.
Anthony Kotsaria. Rafat Saya. Diana Kuipers.
And Diana was the first one who make a donation for RRAI. She was the first one who supported this effort.
Kelly Wang. Luisa Garcia.
The moment she started to help me writing those applications, since we started to get some money. So thanks to you. Last but not least,
We want to really show our appreciation for Doug Ferguson, who will be ending his term as chair this year. We deeply appreciate everything you've done, all your mentorship and understanding over the last 2 years.
I have a personal thanks to say to Doug. Doug supported me since day one in Canada. We've met in a coincidence, and since that time, he was supportive, helpful, accommodating, providing his mentorship, wisdom, advice, leadership skills. So I'm honored to consider him as my godfather.
Okay, and with that, we'll start the socializing part of the evening. There's food and drinks at the back, and please don't hesitate to introduce yourselves and get to know each other a little bit better. Thank you very much.